It's all happening, isn't it, Joy? It's all happening.
I love it. I love it. And no matter how unexpected you find, the auctions are always glorious, uncertain. Still, there'll be stuff that surprises you, even when you expect that, okay, anything can happen.
Yeah.
16 crores for Pooran. 16 crores for Pooran after a season which was not exactly the greatest.
Middling, you'd call it middling.
Which was a season that was followed by one that he couldn't score a run for. Where was he? Was he KK? Where was Pooran? He couldn't score a run. At Punjab, couldn't score a run.
Then Hyderabad, dropped by Hyderabad, and now 16.
Couldn't score a run at the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
And then went to the T10 in Abu Dhabi, and it was like I fasted for a month, so I need to eat for 2 days.
Yeah.
So he went and ate everything he could at the T20, at the T10.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a seriously good player. There's no doubt. But for a long time, the performance hasn't kept pace with promise. So from time to time, he'll play an innings. You look at it and say, "Wow." But the consistency that you need to be a player bought at that price has eluded him so far.
But the purse right now is aligned neither with promise or performance, because 16 crores is big. And for Lucknow, now, I mean, look at the money they've spent, right? Most of that money, all of that money has been spent on Nichalos Pooran, essentially. And they only have 6.4 crores left. But again, I'm thinking, right? And Joy, this is where my mind goes. They had Evan Lewis, right? And again, you don't. I mean, I'm not saying that Evan Lewis is, you're not comparing player to player, but the kind of job, you always want jobs to be, roles to be filled. They had Evan Lewis, and he did well in the limited opportunities he got.
He got very few opportunities, to be honest with you. They played him a couple of times, and he sort of hit one bad shot, got out, and then sort of...
He won one game against CSK. If you're getting a player to play less than half the matches and he wins you one game, that's like a player winning you 3 playing the full season.
I think he's not available this year. Is he injured something? He's not available this year? Evan Lewis?
No, he was released.
No.
Yeah, I know.
He was released. And then they've got... I'm just saying, it's sometimes you don't understand.
Pooran is a very simple thing. I mean, I think Oscar Wilde had this fantastic definition of a second marriage. And he called it a triumph of hope over experience. So Nichalos Pooran, every time he's bought, is a triumph of hope over experience. People have bought him for a high price, hope that he'd do something. They haven't done it, but next year somebody else believes the story.
So here's the thing. This is the only show where you'll get quotes from Keeping Up with the Kardashians as well as Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde? Abhi aapne Oscar Wilde hi bola tha na?
Yeah. Wilde.
Wilde.
Like
if he can say Wilde, yeah. Exactly.
Say Wilde because...
Like Adam Milne becomes Milne, Oscar Wilde becomes Wilde, and there was some Izhar hook. So he got a hook on his name, Faruqi.
Chitanalar?
Yeah.
I
don't know. I just can't. I have to wait in an Indian auction. I have to wait to see the names.
Graphic.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what the player's name is.
So I think sometimes the teams are also waiting because the graphic is very long.
Yeah, because the graphic comes and says, "Oh, that was that."
Yeah. Everyone's trying to decode. We're trying to decode a lot more than just names.
Correct.
We're trying to decode games, the games that people play. It's these 10 teams.
I just have one thing. I think the only reason why Pooran might have gone for so much is, I mean, whatever little I've spent few years with Gautam Gambhir.
Yeah.
And he craves this kind of guy who's a match finisher.
Okay.
Who one day when he explodes, finishes everything off.
Fair enough.
In KKR times, Yusuf Pathan was that kind of a player. Yusuf Pathan wouldn't come off that many times, but when he came off, he could change a match, transform a match. And perhaps what they've got a stock of really good players who can sort of get it there. And if you have one guy who can just take you over the top like that once in a while, that's perhaps what he's looking at.